Hello, friends. Another riveting episode here for you of our guitar lessons class. Wow, I should just not quit my day job. Kind of did though. Anyway, key of E. It used to be one of my favorites, and most of the reason why that was is because it was just so easy and everything sounded good. But now, as I've kind of learned other things, it's not my favorite anymore. But it's still just a classic. This is a classic entry point. I mean, if you wanna learn something and feel like you've accomplished something, and it doesn't take it's low hanging fruit, this is a great one, and it sounds great. So, key of E. Here's some examples. Oh, not that one. Nice. Everything sounds so good. And again, like that's a great example. This is a great example of kind of the a little bit of the theory behind a little window into the theory of our style of music, pop right now, contemporary styles of music. Because in the key of E, a lot of things are going to stay the same, like just literally the same. But that's okay, because it sounds great. So first of all, the E chord. If you remember from the key of C, we had this A minor chord. Now, we a lot of times we did the A minor 7, and that may have been what you stuck with. But the real A minor, the real G, not like, okay, that shouldn't even go there, is right there, with the pinky underneath or away from your face, the middle finger right there on the 2nd fret. That's the A minor, if you remember. But if you were to take that same shape, and this is a kindness, if you just take that same shape and move everything towards your face, one string, woo! Got an E for you. E for excellent. Excellent work. Exciting, even. All right, so that's an E. There's actually going to be, I did show another E in the class, but it's not in the book. But that's E. So A, we're going to do A next. And here's what I would say about A. One easy way to get there is if you actually just take this E shape and take your pinky and stack it right underneath, same fret. I hope you can see that, but it's the same fret. It's the 2nd fret, but it's right below, like it's away from your face, the ring finger. Okay, so it's on the 2nd fret of the D string. So basically, that first finger you have, this guy, it's on that same string. And if you just keep it down and put your pinky down, that's an E suspended, an E sus. We played that in class on I Speak Jesus. But we haven't shown the sus on the 1 chords much, but for the key of E, it's really easy. It's actually the same with F, but that's okay. Or C. But okay, so that's E sus, E suspended, because it seems like it's got to come down. Like, here's E, here's suspended E. It's like up in the air, and it's got to come down. Now it's not suspended anymore. Now suspend it! It's up in the air, bring it down! And there it is. I don't know, that's how I remember suspended chords. I'm pretty sure that's why they call it that. It just feels like it's up in the air. But I don't know, maybe not. But if you take it to E, and go to E sus, just that pinky down. Now if you keep that pinky and ring finger, and lift up everything else, that's an acceptable A chord. And you can play that everywhere where it says A in the key of E. It's actually an A2. Sounds pretty. All right. So E, E suspended, and then A. All right. So if you take that A, and that is, to be clear, that is the 2nd fret. And that's that classic stack of ring finger above or closer to your face than the pinky finger. and that's on the 2nd fret. Both of those are on the 2nd fret. The ring finger is on the D string. The pinky finger is on the G string. It is kind of fun if you wanted to keep that first finger where the E was and just kind of toy with pinky on and pinky off. But that's for free. We didn't do that in the class. That's what you get for watching these. I don't know if that's a good payoff. But anyway, for B, which is the 3rd and only other major chord in the key of E, and it's the 5 chord. If you take this shape, the ring and the pinky finger, move them up 2 frets, and then if you take your first finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string. That's a fun one. That's a B, that's actually a B suspended chord. But that works. You can play that anywhere where there's a 5, or anywhere where there's B in the key of E. That's that. Now, ready for a hard one? You take that shape right there and you slide everything up 2 frets. We have C sharp minor. Very nice. Oh, a gimme is always good, isn't it? And then we got down 2 frets is the B. Now check it out. If you take this same shape and you slide it down 2 frets, you'll notice that your first finger is no longer on the fretboard. But we have our A. And that's actually kind of a good lesson in how the guitar sort of works. It's like the repeat patterns happen, you know, and based on the intervals on the guitar. But now, if you take that C sharp minor in 4th position, we had this, first finger on fret 4, and you slide that up 1, 2, 3 frets, woo, we got an E, and that's an acceptable E too. E as well, I mean. Slide down to the C sharp minor, fret 4, position 4. Slide down 2 more to position 2 for the B, and then A, and then E. Okay, that's the big 4, okay? The 2 minor chord, which would be the F sharp minor, and the G sharp minor chord, we'll play those the same way. Okay, so the F sharp minor chord, I'm gonna bring the thumb in later, but skipping the low E string. On the A string, if you're on 4th fret, you have that classic stack again, that ring finger above or closer to your face than the pinky finger on fret 4. And then that would be the A string and D string respectively. And then on the G string, you're gonna put that first finger down. I'm gonna try to get this middle finger out of the way. On the 2nd fret of the G string. And top 2 strings in pitch, farthest away from your face, those are gonna be open, okay? Now I'm gonna need to hover my middle finger out here, but that's the shape I'm playing, is this. Trying to get that middle finger out of the way. All right, now, what to do with the thumb? If you can't hold it down on the 2nd fret, at least mute it. But if you can hold it down, that's another really pretty chord. That's the F sharp minor. Or that'll work for an F sharp minor. If you slide that up 2 frets, it's not quite a G minor or a G minor 7, but it's close enough. Okay? The 3 minor is not super common in our chord charts anyway, or in our music, but at least it's the same shape as the F sharp minor. You just slide it up. So there's really this stack right here is like fundamental. This really is your home bass. So instead of like your home bass being, really we're nothing like the E, if you think about it. That E shape really doesn't appear anywhere else, that shape of the fingers. But the home bass here is just the position of the fingers, and you're just kind of moving it around, okay? This little shape right here where you have your first finger on a fret and then 2 frets farther, you have that stack this way. This is called a power chord. That's a power chord. That's more for electric guitar language, but that shape is classically called a power chord. And if you go 1 string each towards your face, those are the exact same intervals. You just can't go one more that way. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna rehash those. E, and your home base is actually this power chord shape that just moves. We have nothing to grab on A, but if we slide up 2 strings, frets, we have B, slide up 2 strings, we have C sharp minor, slide up 3 frets, we have E. Those are all the big 4 chords. E, or E, and then we have F, or C sharp minor, B, A. So the home base is really this shape. The shape stays the same, but you're just traveling it up. Okay. But then we have the F sharp minor. That's that same shape with ring and pinky finger. It's just moved down or towards your face 2 string each. On the 4th fret, first finger is that first fret on the G string. I'm trying to get that one. And then the thumb. I gotta have this middle finger hovering, otherwise I can't do it. F sharp minor, and moving forward. So that right there is the key of E. And again, here's how it sounds. Nope, my bad. Oh no, we have 2 more ways to play this. I don't think we did this in the class, so this would be kind of bonus, but they're on your paper, so I mean, come on. Another way to do an F sharp minor chord is, let's say you're at the A. And there's a reason why they're so similar. We'll get to that in the music theory class, but if you take an A and you put your middle finger down on the low E string, closest to your face, 2nd fret. Now what you're gonna have to try to do, you don't have to, but it kind of helps to mute it, that next one, but you don't have to. That is an acceptable, it's a muddy F sharp minor. It's a real F sharp minor 7, but it's a lot less minor than it is something else, but that's okay. But that's an acceptable F sharp minor. You will be fitting in. Now if you slide that up 2 frets, that's kind of a G sharp minor. You could do better. No, not that. Yeah, that'll work. But you will want to mute the A string somehow. I'm just kind of muting it by, usually want your digits perpendicular to the fretboard. But if you flatten it a little, then I'll be touching that next string and it can't ring. So if I do that a little bit with this chord here and just kind of flatten my middle finger, nada. All right, so that's that. So here's some nice and pretty.